Europe was a three-class society. There were three social classes in Europe. The aristocrats, the artisans, those who were making blacksmith and so on, and then the farmers, the peasants. But if you come to the time of the French Revolution, 1789, European society there is a process in biology called metamorphosis, especially the insects, like the butterfly. It starts like an egg, becomes a caterpillar, becomes a pupa, then a mature butterfly. Society also must metamorphose. So, from the Middle Ages, by the time of the French Revolution, 1789, if you go to France, I heard some of these Ugandans saying that they didn't want to study European history, they wanted to study their own history. I say, you study the European history. Because when you study it, you see how they moved. And then you also compare. So, by the time of the French Revolution, apparently the French society had metamorphosed from a three-class society into a four-class society, which was very well captured in the literature, where you had the aristocrats, they were still there, the feudalists were still there, but you had now a new group called the middle class, the bourgeoisie. That's what they were calling them, bourgeoisie, middle class. Because they had a different way of life. The feudalists were taking rent from the peasants. But the middle class were living on a new type of wealth, profit. The difference between the input cost and the output price. If I buy this cup of tea here at 10 shillings and I sell it at 15, the difference is 5 shillings. That's the profit. In your maisha yangu, my life is based on profits between what I buy and what I sell. Different from the feudalist who was taking rent from the Nyarubanja. The Tanzania were calling it Nyarubanja in the Bukoba area, from the feudalists. So this was a new social class, the middle class. Then there was a new class, the ones who depend on salaries. They don't have anything else. They sell their labor and they are paid salaries, called wages. Industrial workers. They had come up. They were not there before. They were being called the proletariat, the other word for them. And then you still had the peasants, the farmers. If you go to Europe now, and you are looking for feudalists, they are no longer there. If you go to Europe looking for farmers, peasants, they are no longer there. You have now the middle class and the skilled working class. But in Africa, some parts of Africa, you have a peasant producing another peasant. How will you change? Mtu wa shambani anazaa mtu wa shambani mwingine huko. So we are saying, no. These Ugandans, no. We wanted to tell them, you must undergo socio-economic transformation. Don't tell us about sustainable pregnancy. No. Pregnancy must become a baby. Baby must grow and become a teenager. Teenager must grow and become. So in other words, Africa must become a modern society with a middle class and a skilled working class. You can't go on with this, what was Shamban Huko, peasants. You know, in Uganda, up to by independence, only 4% of the homesteads were in the money economy. 96% were what they call subsistence. They only produced for eating. When we came, we talked, we struggled. By 2013, the people in the money economy were only 32%. 68% were still outside the money economy. And we had to come in, even involve the army, to take coffee, to beg these people, please, join the money economy. Here is coffee, grow it and be part of the money economy. Now we are at 67% of the homesteads in the money economy. You study in Kenya, what is happening in Kenya? How many people are in the money economy? How many homesteads? There we are at 67%. We still have 33% Omesusia. They are boycotted money, so we don't need money for us. We're just, and we are saying, no, you must join. And that's the poverty. Poverty is partly because of those people. And the richer the country, a country like Congo, which has got a lot of natural resources, a lot of land, Mutanagao can stay in the bush doing nothing, just picking mangoes from trees, doesn't produce anything of money, but he needs medicine, which needs money. So we are saying no. Principle number 3, socio-economic transformation. Everybody must join the money economy with the Chivaro. And then we must also stop producing raw materials, must add value, so that that's another story, but I don't have time to go into that one. But that is the third principle, socio-economic transformation. The fourth one is democracy. Democracy is clear enough. It's not, democracy. Government by the people, for the people, and by for the people, by the people, and that definition.